What do you mean I should have never messaged you? I love you, Asha. Do you see what I'm saying, dog? I told you everything I went through and going through. Thinking out of that, bro, this is why, dog. You know what, bro? It's all good. You know what? Alright, I'm ungrateful. I know I'm ungrateful. Alright. I know.
Hello my goodies, welcome back to my channel. It is your good gal Adore, and I am back here on camera for the part 2 of this crazy story time. For the people that are new to my channel, or just this is like your first time seeing me, I highly suggest that you watch part 1 and then come back to part 2 so you have a better understanding of what's about to happen, and that will be linked down below so you guys could follow up. I'm not even gonna do too much talking because we do have quite a few things that we have to get through in this video. But before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do not forget to follow me on all my social medias, all linked down below. So yeah guys, let's just jump into this part 2. So we ended off part 1 where I basically left my psycho ex's house because he started spiraling out of control. He started talking crazy because he ended up dropping his food, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm not staying here for this disrespect. I don't know who you're talking to, but you're not talking to me. So once he started talking crazy and acting really berserk, I took my shit and bounced. Okay, like I said in part 1, I left. I went straight to my car. But obviously, you know when you first get in your car, and I'm not gonna lie guys, I was drinking this night. I didn't drink too much, but I was a little bit tipsy. It took me a while to just process everything and just to get like settled in my vehicle and actually drive off. So in that space of time when I was literally getting myself settled in my vehicle before I was ready to skirt off into the sunset, I see my psycho ex come outside the house. And when I tell you, I was super freaked out because he had one of his hands behind his back. So coming towards my car like with a whole like some real demonic energy, and he has something, I don't know if he has something behind his back because he's walking around with his hand behind his back. So start my car, and by the time I go to start my car, this man pulls open my car door like, let go, like close my door, like I'm leaving, I'm going, like I'm leaving. He's like, where you think you're going, where you think you're going? I'm like, I'm leaving. I don't know, I just got super freaked out. I panicked and I just slammed the door as quick as I can because like I said, I did not know what this man was about to do to me. So I slammed the door so hard and I skirt off. Like when I said I took off, no hesitation. I was like, no, I gotta go. I'm here like driving back home. I'm a little tipsy, not gonna lie, and I know that's not a very safe thing to do, drive while tipsy, but I had to get out of that situation ASAP. I'm there driving towards my house, back to my house, and I decided to call my friend because I need someone to talk to. I need someone to basically just cool down my anxiety because at this point I was like super freaked out. I wanted somebody to basically calm my nerves, someone that I could talk to that's rational. So I called my friend, and in the midst of me calling my friend, I'm seeing my psycho ex blow up my phone. Like when I say he's blowing up my phone, he's calling consistently and I'm continuously ignoring his phone call. I'm declining it. Like I don't want to hear nothing from this man. And I'm telling my friend, like while I'm driving, like I'm telling my friend like he's calling me and stuff, and she's like, don't even answer, don't answer. While I'm on the phone with my friend, I then get a phone call from my mother. So I'm like, oh Lord, what happened now? What happened now? Like normally my mother would be the first person I would contact in certain situations, but for some reason I just did not want to bombard my mom with this, because I was just waiting to go home to tell her what happened. I really just did not want to tell her. I just felt so embarrassed about the whole situation. I just didn't even want to make myself or him look super bad. So I was just like, you know, but my mom started calling me. So obviously when mom calls, I have to answer. And it is like, when I say I left this man's house around like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, probably like midnight hours. So yeah, once mom calls, I make sure I answer it. I answer the phone and my mom's like, where are you? Where are you? Like, what's going on? What's going on? And I'm like, I'm on my way home. And she's like, okay, good, because your boyfriend just texted me saying how I left his house super upset and how I was drunk, how I'm drunk and how I'm driving drunk and all this stuff. Then to top it off, this nigga had the nerve to tell my mom that I ran over his feet. Boy, if you don't... Which was definitely a lie, because nothing Augusta just like freaking out. She's like, what happened? Like, what's going on? So I basically tell her like briefly. I didn't tell her the full story because I was, like I said, I just wanted to get home. I was a little tipsy. So I just told her briefly that something happened at the house and he just started freaking out and he started talking crazy and very disrespectful. And I just said, you know what, I'm going home. Like, I'm not staying here. I'm really done. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna go back to this guy like after this. Like, I'm really done with him. I was like, okay, I understand. She's like, just get home safe. Like, just come home and we'll talk about it. So that happened. So I ended up hanging up the phone, finally got myself home, told my mom the whole situation, and my mom agreed with me 1000%. She was like, no, you will not be taking no disrespect from nobody. I'm glad that you did come home, because I was already having weird dreams while you were at his house. And she's just like, yeah, I'm glad you came home. Well, if mama is having weird dreams, then it must be something. So I know my feelings weren't wrong in that moment. So once I get home, he's still like trying to message me and contact me, but I'm just ignoring him at this point. I think my mom ended up telling him or texting him, like saying like, oh, she's home, she's good, whatever, because my mom did have his phone number. My mom tends to have the phone number of anybody that I am in a relationship with. Is my parents, my father and my mother, they don't play no games. Like, when I go out with certain people, I have to turn on my location and all that stuff, and I see no issue with that, because you know, you have to be very cautious, especially nowadays, because people are really berserk. My mom had his phone number just in case anything was to happen, so she knew who to call and who to reach out to. So basically she told him, you know, she's good, she's home, whatever, she'll talk to you in the morning, whatever. So the next day flies in and I'm just like feeling super down. I don't know how I'm going to stay in this relationship, because after what this man just showed me, I'm like, I don't feel safe. Like, I don't know how I'm going to survive any longer in this relationship, because it's just too much going on, things happening while I'm with this man, and I'm just like, what do I do? Like, how do I get myself out of this? He reaches out to me the next day and he apologizes for how he acted, and he basically tried to, the thing about him, especially when you're dealing with narcissists, here's the thing with narcissists, even if they apologize, they will find any way to still make it seem like it was your fault. So it's not really like a genuine apology. It's kind of like a guilt trip apology, like they're apologizing but you're still at fault. So basically what he gave me, like, he gave me an apology, but he was trying to make it seem like it was my fault that the food dropped, or it was my fault why he spazzed out. And I'm like, bro, you had no reason to spaz out like that. Like, I was literally trying to help you. I could have even took the remote and passed it to you to save you the stress, but you were acting all sorts that night. So don't come and try blame me for your mistake. He apologizes, and he's like begging me, saying like, please just forgive me, you know, I'm sorry. And also another reason why he was like super persistent on like apologizing to me and trying to make up with me, his father was throwing a family event which he hasn't done in years. Like I said in part 1, he did not have a good relationship with his father, but after his grandfather passed, that's when his father wanted to be present in him and his siblings' life. So he basically wanted to throw like a barbecue event, inviting all his kids and stuff. And I did, like, before that situation happened that night, I did say I was going to go with him because, like, you know, he was just excited to like around his family. Like I said, he always brought me around his family, so it would look really bad that this is like his father's first time having an event in a long while and his son's girlfriend is not with him when this is supposed to be like a family get together. I really was not trying to go to this event, especially after the behavior that he showed me the other night, but because of this simple fact that this was his first time like actually doing something or being around his father in a while or going to something that his father's having in a while, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go for his sake. Like, I'm not gonna embarrass him, I'm not gonna do him so bad, especially how he did just lose his grandfather, and you know, he's just trying to rekindle things with his family. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go. So after him continuously begging me to come with him, I eventually agreed to going. I ended up going, and I think the event was actually like the next day. So yeah, so the next day, the barbecue, I think it was, yeah, like a barbecue his father was having at some park or something. I also invited my girl Gigi with me to attend because he did say, oh, like, invite your friends if they are down to come, like invite whoever would be down to come. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna invite my girl Gigi since she doesn't live too far from where we're going. We go to the event. The event was cute, you know, had fun, whatever. And that was that. Even though I went to this event, I still had that feeling that I need to break up with this man. Like, there's no going around this. Like, I'm just dragging this on longer than it should be. This was probably like the end of the 3rd month going into the 4th month. And I said to myself, like, I don't see a future with this man. Like, that's the thought process that was happening in my head. Like, I just did not see a future with this guy. I wasn't even as attracted to him as I was in the beginning. So I just felt like I just need to get out. I don't know how I'm going to get out, but I just need to find a way to get out of this situation because I just don't want to drag this on and feel these feelings. And at this point, I was literally going through a depression. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you guys. Like, the whole time, like, pretty much for the whole relationship, I was low-key depressed. Like, I was gaining weight, I was eating my feelings away, like, I was numb, like, I just was not myself. Even though I was physically present, I was mentally not present at all. I just couldn't fight it anymore. Like, it was really making me change into somebody I don't like, and I was just like, no, I need to get out and really get back to my old self, or just the new version of myself, because this is just not healthy for me. It's like I was praying on it. I asked God, like, what do I do? Like, what do I do next? So literally a week after going to the event that his father had, I get a phone call, and it is from one of the guys that I was talking to before I got in a relationship. I know some people are gonna be like, girl, that is trifling. You should not be talking to the next man when you are in a relationship. But here's the thing. This guy was the guy that I really liked in the beginning. Like, before I even got in a relationship, like, this guy was somebody I was actually really interested in. It was just because he lived in another city why I just did not pursue anything. He was just like somebody I could talk to and, like, you know, flirt with or whatever. I ended up getting a phone call from the guy, and we ended up talking for like hours. Like, yeah guys, trifling, yes, but I honestly needed that conversation because it was a very refreshing conversation. Me and that boy had, it was very refreshing at the time, and it was something that I needed to even more validate my feelings on how I feel about the current relationship that I was in at the time. And I did let the guy know, like the guy that I was talking to, I did let him know that like I was in a relationship, but like there's just some things that I just can't get with. I guess he was just a soundboard. I know it's wrong of me, but he was really just a soundboard and someone I could like vent to. And you know, he was a good person to talk to at the time. So really did not get off the phone until 3 a.m. and after that I was just like, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I have to end this relationship like ASAP. So the next day flies in, and when I tell you, God really answers prayers. Like, when I say I will never give up on the Lord, he always comes through right on time. Because I could you not, this day I was having a great day. I was having a great day this day. I was feeling a little bit better, you know, after everything. I had a few things that I had to pay for that day. Like, I had a few bills or whatever that I had to pay. That I was using one of my accounts, and after, because on one of my accounts I have a certain limit that I could transfer over for the day. In that account I went over my limit for the day. I was not able to transfer money to my next account, and I really wanted to get something off of that account, or use the card from that account to purchase something. I end up texting my psycho ex, but my boyfriend at the time, texting psycho, and I was like, babe, can you do me a favor? And he's like, oh yeah, what is it? Oh, can you send me blah 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 amount of money? I will send it back to you by midnight because I went over my limit and I can't send any more money to this specific account. So me expecting, you know, this shouldn't be a big deal, because it wasn't like I was asking for a big amount. I was literally asking for like $40-$60. I was not asking for a big amount of money at all. I was here thinking like, okay, this should not be a big deal. Like, he's my boyfriend, you know, I should be able to count on him, because for the past few months I've been there for this guy. Like, I was actually a ride or die, even though I shouldn't have been, but I was a ride or die for this guy for the past few months when all of this stuff was happening, and he was barely there for me. But we're not even gonna get into that. But I was just like, you know, this should not be an issue. So this boy, this man-child, had the nerve, the audacity to say to me,
That's what you said to me the last time when I gave you money for the car.
No. No, out of this. No, so.
excuse me? Excuse-moi? No. Last time. This nigga really had the nerve to text my phone and say that. I was flabbergasted, okay? I was gassed. ghosted. So I'm just like, this is it. It's all good. It's all good. That's why I told him, I'm like, you know what, all good. It is all good. You ain't gotta do one thing for me ever again. You ain't gotta do shit for me, baby. When he gave me the money, like I said in part 1, when I had the car problems and I ended up losing out on money that time because my car wasn't working, he ended up giving me half for the battery to get fixed. Yes, I said I would repay him, which I did. I might have not repaid it back by like giving him money physically, but I repaid him because I would do so much shit for this nigga all the time. But when I say I spent so much money on this man, I've done so much for this guy, and for him to even count that as like counting favors, like now I realize like, oh, this nigga likes to count favors. Like if he does anything for me, he's counting favors. I sensed that from like the beginning, because he would do little shit, like little petty shit. Like if he does something for me, he would definitely expect it back, or like back in return. Like I wasn't fond of that, because I'm one of those people, like when I give, I don't look for someone to pay me back. Like I'm just like a giver, you know. That's just me. That's my love language. I like to give. I like to do acts of service. Like I'm just a gift giver. Like I'm just one of those type of people. I've done so much for this man, and for him to turn around and talk about that's what you said the last time, like I was gasted, guys. I was flabbergasted. Like I was like, oh my god, like say less. So I was just like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for showing me who this man is, because now I could really have a reason to just dump his ass. I tried to break up with him a few times, and he would always use the sympathy card. He would always play on my sympathy, because I felt bad for him losing his grandfather and his situation, getting kicked out and stuff. True, like he is going through a hard time. Let me not be so hard on him. But this was like a month after everything, so you can't keep using that as an excuse to be a bad person. So I was just like, you know what, I'm done. He's like continuously texting me, like he's flooding off my phone, like he's texting down my phone. Like he does not want me to break up with him, but I'm like telling him like I'm done. Like I'm cussing at him like I'm done. I'm good on you, bro. Like you showed me enough. You ain't gotta say no more. Tell him like straight, I'm like, I just don't think we're meant for each other, and I think you need to get help. Like you don't need to be in a relationship. Like you need to stay single and focus on yourself. And he's just like going crazy. Like he's telling me, no, you're the love of my life. Like I love you. Like no, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Blah blah blah. Like this man is not having it. And
I don't. Asha, come on, man. You know I'm right. You know I could do better. And like come on, man. I know I need help, but like, like I, I was never like this. Okay? I don't know where it came from. I've just been hurting for a long time, and you helped me and kind of saved me. And God damn, like, I'm sorry. Oh God. Oh.
I'm telling him like, no, this can't continue. Like this has to end. He's just not taking no for an answer. Like he's going off. Then he starts mentioning my ex that passed away. Like, oh, now I know why your ex used to want to kill him. Blah 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 blah. Like he was like saying so much crazy stuff. No, I can't deal with this man. Like, I just know, like, that, like, he was just saying so much crazy stuff at this point that I was just like, no, this guy's crazy. Like, this needs to end. I finally got tired. Like, I got tired of like the back and forth texting him. Just let him like text me down. Like, at this point I didn't even care. I was just like, you know what, I'm done arguing with you. I'm tired. You showed me who you was, and that's that. Like, relationship done. So me thinking that, you know, it's over or whatever, not even that it's completely over, because, you know, in a breakup things are never just over like the same day. Like, I just was over like the messaging and stuff. Like, I was just done talking. Like, I was just like, okay, whatever, you said what you had to say, I'm good. I stopped responding, and this man starts calling my phone, blowing up my phone, texting my phone, consistently texting my phone, and I'm continuously like, I'm still not picking up, I'm not responding. Literally an hour passed of this man harassing me, and he then starts messaging me through DMs on Instagram. So I check to see what it is, because this man is obviously losing his marbles right now and he is not acting sane. So I check to see what he's going to do, or like what he has to say. He then starts sending voice notes on top of voice notes on top of voice notes on top of voice notes. Voice notes were so unsettling to hear. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is sick. Like, something's wrong with this man.
What do you mean I should have never messaged you? I love you, Asha. Do you see what I'm saying, dog? Yo, bro, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see? I told you everything I went through and going through, and you fucking taking out of that? Bro, this is why, dog. I'm not doing anything. I'm having a panic attack. I have nobody to talk to, okay? And then you're gonna sit there and make it seem like I'm a crazy ass person. Are you kidding me, dog? I'm not crazy, bro. Bro, I had nothing, nobody to run to, talk to, bro. And you're gonna sit there and talk about I'm crazy, I'm this and that. You serious, dog? Bro, this is the first time in a minute I'm crying over a girl, bro. You kidding me, dog? Yo, bro, nah, man. I'm now, but I didn't do anything, bro. I was literally joking with you. You took that and fucking ran with it and took it to heart. I didn't do anything. Like, yo, you make me feel like I'm mentally fucked hearted. Like, bro, I can't talk. Bro, I am not being ungrateful. I'm fucked. You know what, bro? It's all good. You know what? Alright, I'm ungrateful. I know I'm ungrateful. Alright. I know. You know what's crazy? You know the shit I'm going through, bro. And you just want everything on your lap right away, bro. But it's all good, dog. Honestly, I'm tired anyways, bro. I'm mentally tired. So guess what? Guess what? I'm fun with this life shit. And guess what? I hope Matthew calls you and he tells you he found my body right here. And
I then just don't even respond, even though he's sending me a whole bunch of voice notes. I'm not even responding back. It's crazy. Like, I don't even want to talk to him right now. Like, this man is not well. He proceeds to send me videos. So in my head, I'm like, what is it now? Like, what is this man about to do? Like, what is he sending me right now? Click on the video, the first video, because he sent me like 3 videos, I believe. I clicked on the first video. This man is literally on video crying, walking back and forth, talking about how he's going to just end his life and how he doesn't want to live here anymore, and just all these very alarming things. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? Like no, like this man, is something seriously wrong with this guy. I click on the second video. Guys, I click on this second video and this man has a weapon pointed towards his head, saying that he's going to himself. My anxiety went up 1,000. I clicked off that video so quick. I was like, no, this is not okay. Like, this man is not okay. He is now threatening to himself because I now broke up with him. I did not see this coming. I did not think that me breaking up with this man would lead to him trying to hurt himself. This is insanity. So once I see that, I'm like freaking out. Like, I'm telling my mom, like I run to my mom's room. I'm like, Mom, this guy is crazy. Like, he's going to hurt himself. Like, what do I do? And my mom's like, are you serious? Like, my mom's freaked out. Like, she's like, what the hell? Like, what did you do to this boy? Like, what did you do? I'm like, I don't know. I just broke up with this man, having like a breakdown. Like, he's going off. Like, something's wrong. He's having like some mental breakdown right now. So she's like, well, I don't trust you going around him, so I suggest that you try to contact somebody around him, contact his family member, somebody to check up on him, because that is not okay. I took that advice because I was like, yeah, I'm not going over there to check up on him, because if he has that in his house, which I didn't even know he had in his house, I'm definitely not going over there. When I had that edible trip, I visioned him doing something to me and trying to hide my body. And this present moment made so much sense to me. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so glad that even though I was on edibles, like, God revealed or gave me that vision, because this man, like, I didn't even know he had that in his house. I'm freaking out. I'm just like trying to get in contact with anybody that I know that knows him, and one of his cousins, because I know one of his cousins he was pretty close to. So I messaged him and he's not responding. Like, he's not responding in enough time. So then I messaged his girl cousin on his father's side and was like, yo, can you go and check up on PSYCH0? Like, he's having a panic attack. Like, he's threatening to himself right now, and I just don't trust myself going over there right now to check up on him or do something. I even tried to contact his friend, the same friend that owned the place that he was staying at. Like, I tried to contact him. Like, I was trying to get in contact with anybody. Actually responded was the girl cousin on his father's side. Well, she responded in a quick amount of time. So she's calling me. She's like, what's going on? What's going on? So I tell her what happened. Like, I told her, like, you know, me and him got into it. I broke up with him, and now he's threatening to hurt himself. And she's like, well, that's not okay. Like, so she then tells me, like, she's currently not in town, so the best thing I should do right now is like call the police. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to, because, you know, he is a Black man and we are in a city where, you know, police are not very friendly to people of color. So I really did not want to take the police route, because I just knew, like, if he has that in the house, like, anything could happen to him, or like they might take, like, I really just did not want to go that route. Right now we can't do anything, like the family can't do anything. Everybody's very far away and everybody's busy, so the best thing to do, honestly, is just call the police. I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't know. I then go talk to my mother, and I'm just like, what should I do? Like, I'm asking my mom, like, what should I do next? Because his cousin is now telling me, like, she thinks it's best that I just call the police and do like a wellness check on him. My mom's like, you know, I think you should, because, you know, if he is going to hurt himself, like, something has to give, like, going over there. My mom's like, you're definitely not going over there, so you might as well just call them. So after like a few minutes of like going back and forth, like, I text him too. Like, when I saw that, I ended up messaging him or like calling him, because I didn't know what he was gonna do next. And he's like not responding. He's not responding to my messages. So then I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna call the police. Right now, I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know if he's even gonna come over my house and do something. I just don't know. I'm just at a point where I feel very uncomfortable and unsettled. So I contact the police and I give them his information, and I tell them, like, you know, he's going through a rough time, because I didn't even want to tell them like he had a thing. I just said, like, you know, I don't know what he's gonna do. I just want somebody to check up on him right now. Told them the situation, like how I tried to break up with him, and now he's like threatening to hurt himself and this and that. So, you know, the police, when they hear that, like, their ears perk up, because it's like, okay, now this man's a danger to whoever he's around. But I'm just trying to I'm giving them information, but I'm not trying to give them too much information, because like I said, I was still very worried for his life, because I just know how these police get down. But I give them as much information as I can, and they, I guess, proceed to go to his house. I'm like still contacting him, like I'm trying to text him, I'm trying to ask him like where he's at, and I think he ends up responding, but like he's giving me very vague responses. Like, he's not answering the phone, like he doesn't really want to talk to me, but he's texting me. I let him know, like, I called because your cousin told me to call the police, and he then gets mad at me like I did something wrong. You call the police on me? You call the police on me? I'm like, yeah, because you're threatening to hurt yourself. Like, what else? And your family does not care. Like, they're not willing to come over there to check up on you. So that was the only thing that your cousin told me to do. Like, that was her best suggestion. And he's like, well, you see, I'm glad you see that nobody cares about me, and it's just me on my own, and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, yeah, I understand, but right now I don't want you hurting yourself, so you just need to calm down. He ends up hanging up on me, and I'm just like bro, like, this is not helping. Like, this is not helping the situation right now. So then the police call me back, like probably an hour after he did that. Like, oh, we're at his house, we don't see him there, and blah 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 blah. So they're asking me, like, where is he? Like, they don't know where he is. So I then contact him to see like where he's at. He's texting me about he went for a walk or whatever. Like, he went for a walk. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this guy went for a walk. I'm like, I don't know if he's trying to like hide evidence, like hide his thing or what, because like I don't know why he would just go for a walk or whatever. So they basically go on like a hunt for him, which didn't last very long, because they ended up finding him like a few blocks down. But it was just like a lot going on. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I just want to break up with this man in peace. I did not sign up for all of this. After they find him, they ended up calling me, and they told me that they found him and he is like currently speaking to them. Good. And I asked him, like, is he safe? Like, is he good? Like, he's like, is everything good with him? And they're like, yeah, everything's fine. I tell my mom, like, I'm giving my mom updates. I think I even told my friend like what is happening or whatever. I then get a knock at my door, probably like an hour after they found him. 2 policemen at my door. So I open the door and I'm just like, hi, how are you, whatever, whatever. Oh, are you so-and-so that called for so-and-so? And I'm like, yes, I am. So they're like, okay, well, we just want to take a statement from you because to talk about the situation that just happened. So I tell them the story, but like I said, I did not want to tell them too much, like, because yes, I was done with him. I just did not want to get him in trouble. Like, I did not know what they were gonna do to him. They could have even locked him up in like the madhouse. Like, I did not want him in any of that. Like, I know he's been through a lot, but I was still, and I know some people will come for me and be like, girl, you should not be protecting this man. I know some of y'all are gonna be like, girl, why are you protecting this man? Don't you see that he's dangerous? Yes, I get it. Like, yeah, the man is dangerous, but like, I still had a heart. Like, I was just like, I don't want like this man to get himself in any more problems. Like, didn't want more stuff on top of his situation. So I was giving them information, but not too much, but I gave them enough. And I basically told them, like, you know, I broke up with him, he didn't take it well, and then he started like going crazy and stuff. They were like asking me like, what did you see? And I'm just like, he was just sending videos like saying that he's gonna hurt himself. I did not tell them about like the actual weapon part, because I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So then they're like, do you have the videos? And I was like, no, I don't have the video, because he kind of sent it in snap form, sent it in like fast replay or replay form. So it wasn't like I could like save, like when I clicked on the video, I did not expect to see that in the video, so I didn't click back the video because I was just like so traumatized. I didn't even want to see it. So I was just like, oh no, I didn't save the video or whatever. So they were like, okay, cool, just write down your statement of what happened in the events, and we will just take that in and we will decide from there. So I'm guessing like he told the police he was going through a rough time and that he just lost his grandparents, so that's why he was, you know, having a hard time. And the police took that and like sympathized with him and didn't press any charges or like send him nowhere or send him to the loony bin. Like, they were kind of nice they were shockingly nice to him. So I was glad for that, but I was still worried because I'm like, yo, like, this man, if he could do that, I don't put nothing past him. But I'm just glad that like he's safe and he has no, like, he's not hurting himself at this present moment. After I write down my statement, talk to the police for a little bit, they leave, and I then reach out to him to see if like he's okay. I called him and he actually answered this time. When he answered, he has like a whole attitude with me, and I'm like, oh, are you okay? Like, I'm asking him like, are you okay? Like, are you good? And he's like, you call the police on me? I'm like, yeah, because you were threatening to hurt yourself. Like, why wouldn't I? And I'm like, well, yeah, because psycho, you were threatening to hurt yourself, and I tried to contact your friends, I tried to contact your cousin, and nobody was willing to come over there and check up on you. So that was my last resort. So don't be mad at me. Like, you didn't even get in trouble. Like, I could have really told them what really happened and got your ass in trouble, but I didn't. Glad you're safe. Like, I just glad you're safe and you didn't do anything to hurt yourself. Like, I'm just glad. I don't know how that conversation ended, but it ended. And that is basically like how me and him like broke up. You would think after all of that he would be done with me and stuff and just like move on, but no, this man was continuously trying. He was always messaging me. He consistently was messaging me.
So now that I'm okay, I'm doing good and shit, I just want to apologize for the stuff that I put you through and just not loving you properly. You know what I mean? There's no excuse for what I did, and you know, I was just at the time just mentally unstable. Okay, I was just going through it, and I would just bottle stuff in and not talk. You know what I mean? I would always think about myself and not think about, like, you know? So I would like to apologize properly, you know, and yeah. I don't know, maybe you probably don't want to talk to me for real, but you know, I don't know, if you're free, we could just go grab a bite to eat or whatever and just talk, you know what I'm saying? We not even talk to fix things, just talk, like, you know, that's it. But yeah.
How sorry he is and how he loves me and how I'm the best thing that ever happened to him, and he was just going through a lot and blah 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 blah, begging me to take me out. Like, he was just like, please, just I want to I just want to take you out. I just want us to grab something and just talk things out. And I'm just telling him like, no, like, babes, no, the relationship is over. And plus my mom was like, you are not going nowhere near that man. Like, it's done. Like, I don't feel safe with you being around him, and I did not feel safe being around him either. So I was like, no, after everything that happened, like, I just don't feel safe being around you. I think it's best that we just keep our distance right now. Like, I'm good. I think he would just take that as an answer, but no, he kept trying. And then it got even worse. Like, he started getting his sister involved. Like, he got his sister to text me, like, to come to some event that she was having and this and that, and how me and her brother need to get back together, and how he even told her how he wanted to get married to me and all this stuff and yada yada yada. Like, he basically had his whole crew of people like reach out to me to try and convince me to get back with him. But I was just like, no, I'm not getting back with you. Sorry. I am good. I am very good. But he did not take that for an answer. Like, he just continued pressing me. Pretty much went on for like months of him doing the same thing, messaging me, always trying to get in contact with me, always begging me to like talk to him. I think the last thing I did when it came to him was pack up all his stuff, because when I broke up with him that time, he did message me saying like, oh, I have a few of my stuff at your house and I just would like you to bring it back to me. So I was like, okay, cool. Probably like a week after the situation with the police and stuff, I literally packed up all his stuff, like every single thing that he has ever had at my place or ever gave to me. I literally packed that shit up in a dollar store bag, dropped it at the front of his door when he wasn't home, and texted him like, oh, your shit is downstairs. And he did not expect that. Like, that really broke him down. Like, he was really shocked by it. Like, he really didn't think I was gonna just be done with him, because like I said, I put up with him for like three and a half months, and he just did not expect me to just dump him like that. But trust me, y'all, when I say the signs and the flags were flagging, and after that last stunt he pulled, I was like, yeah, girl, deuces. To end the story, like, me and this guy broke up. Till this day, he still tries to reach out to me. I swear, like, since I broke up with him, he disappears and then reappears like every few months. Like, he will literally message me on Instagram trying to contact me. Even I think like a few months ago, sent me something basically saying how much he regret like what happened, how I was the best thing that ever happened to him, and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, you know, like, that's great to hear, but like, I personally feel like we were just not meant for each other. But he just did not like that answer. He would even try to contact me and like let me know his status between his mom, because apparently like after me and him broke up, like a month or two after the situation, him and his mom started talking back. And then he told me like he found himself a house, like he found his own place. And I was just like, I was happy, like regardless of like me and him breaking up, like I was happy that he was doing those things for himself. But he was like trying to use those things to like get me back or get me to come back to him, but I was just like, no, like, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're getting your life together and you're getting your shit together, but I'm good, love, enjoy. Like, I am good. All I can say is that dating this man was definitely an experience and a big learning lesson. I learned so much about myself. Honestly, that whole year taught me a lot about myself because, like I said, my previous ex before PSYCH0, he did pass away as well, and he was a huge learning lesson for me. So yeah, after dating this psychopath, I really decided, like, yes girl, you are going to stay single and focus on yourself. When the right person is meant to come in your life, he will. The end of this crazy story time, guys. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed it. Do leave your comments down below and let me know you guys' thoughts on this. Just let me know, because I'm here for all opinions. Just don't be too disrespectful or too harsh in them comments, but I'm here for everybody's opinion because I just like to hear feedback on some of the stuff that I go through. So yeah, if you guys have any thoughts, leave it down below. Yeah guys, God is good. That's all I gotta say. God is so good. I will see you guys in my next one. Stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.